Imagine it's 20,000 years ago. The sun has just disappeared below the horizon. No electricity, no streetlights, no phones, no TV, not even a flashlight. So, what do you do for the next 12 hours? Do you just sit there, waiting for morning? Not even close. Ancient humans had surprisingly busy nights, and some of the things they did after sunset might sound completely crazy today. By the end of this video, you'll understand why nighttime was both the most dangerous and the most important part of the day. Let's rewind thousands of years. Every morning, people woke up with the sun. There were no alarm clocks, no calendars reminding you to get to work. If the sun was up, it was time to move. They spent the day hunting animals, gathering berries, collecting firewood, making tools, repairing shelters, and preparing food. Every hour of daylight mattered because once the sun disappeared, everything changed. Darkness back then wasn't peaceful. It was terrifying. Step outside your house tonight and imagine every single light suddenly disappears. No street lights, no house lights, no car headlights, nothing. You probably wouldn't even be able to see your own hand. That's how dark ancient nights really were, but humans had one incredible advantage: fire. At first, fire simply kept them warm. Then they realized predators hated it. Wolves stayed away. Big cats thought twice. Suddenly, humans had something that made the darkness a little less scary. Before long, the campfire became much more than protection. It became the center of life. After a long day of work, everyone gathered around the flames. Parents, children, grandparents, hunters, everyone. Instead of staring at a phone screen, they stared into dancing flames. Believe it or not, researchers think watching a campfire naturally relaxes the human brain. So, in a weird way, fire was ancient humanity's version of Netflix. Except this one also stopped hungry animals from walking into your living room. As everyone sat around the fire, something else happened. Stories. Not stories just to pass the time. Stories that could save your life. Imagine your father points toward a nearby river and says, "Never go there after sunset." Today you'd probably ask, why? Ancient people answered differently. Instead of giving a scientific explanation, they told a story. Maybe an evil spirit lived near the river. Maybe a terrifying monster waited in the darkness. The monster wasn't always real, but the danger definitely was. Maybe the river had crocodiles. Maybe the current was too strong to see at night. Maybe predators hunted there after dark. The scary story made people remember the lesson. Long before schools existed, stories were education. Every legend carried a warning. Every myth protected someone. When it was finally time to sleep, people didn't head to separate bedrooms. They stayed together. Sleeping alone was one of the worst ideas imaginable. If a wolf wandered into camp, one sleeping person wouldn't stand much of a chance. But 20 people sleeping together, now that's different. If one person heard a strange noise, everyone woke up. Someone usually stayed awake to keep the fire alive because everyone understood one simple rule. As long as the fire kept burning, the camp had a chance. If the fire died, the darkness took over, and that's when the real nightmare could begin. Now imagine trying to fall asleep. You hear leaves rustling. A branch suddenly snaps. Something moves just beyond the firelight. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Is it the wind, a deer, or something that's quietly watching your camp? You don't know, and that's exactly what made ancient nights so frightening. Owls called from the trees. Wolves howled in the distance. Hyenas laughed across the darkness. In some parts of the world, lions prowled nearby. Every sound could mean danger. Today, if you hear a strange noise outside your house, you might check your security camera. Ancient humans grabbed a spear. And here's where things get even stranger. They didn't always sleep through the entire night. In fact, waking up around midnight was completely normal for many people. And what they did during those quiet midnight hours might surprise you. Let's find out. So, why did ancient people wake up in the middle of the night? Believe it or not, for thousands of years, many people naturally slept in two separate phases. They would fall asleep shortly after sunset, sleep for a few hours, wake up around midnight, stay awake for a while, then go back to sleep until sunrise. Historians often call this first sleep and second sleep. Back then, nobody thought it was strange. It was simply normal life. When people woke up in the middle of the night, they didn't panic. They didn't think they had insomnia. Instead, they used those quiet hours wisely. Some quietly added wood to the campfire. Others checked the edge of the camp to make sure predators weren't nearby. Some simply sat in silence, listening to the sounds of the night. Imagine sitting beside a warm fire while everyone else sleeps. The air is cool. The forest is quiet. Above you, millions of stars fill the sky. No city lights, no pollution, just the brightest night sky you've ever seen. Ancient humans probably saw the Milky Way almost every clear night. And naturally, they became fascinated by it. Long before telescopes, the stars were their calendar, their compass, their clock. Hunters learned which stars appeared during different seasons. Travelers used constellations to find direction. Entire civilizations planned farming around the movement of the sky. To them, the heavens weren't decoration. They were survival. Sometimes people simply looked up and wondered, what are those lights? Who put them there? Where do they go during the day? Those questions eventually became myths, then religions, then science. In many ways, modern astronomy began with people quietly staring into the night sky around a campfire. Dreams also played an important role. Many ancient cultures believed dreams carried messages. Some thought they came from ancestors. Others believed they were warnings about the future. Whether those beliefs were true or not, dreams often influenced important decisions. Before a hunt, before a journey, before moving to a new place, people sometimes discussed what they had dreamed the night before. The night wasn't just a time for sleeping. It was a time for thinking, listening, observing, learning. As midnight slowly passed, the camp became quiet once again. The fire burned lower. The guard quietly added another piece of wood. The stars slowly moved across the sky. Eventually, the eastern horizon began to glow. One by one, birds started singing. The cold air became warmer. Darkness slowly disappeared. The tribe woke up. Children stretched and laughed. Parents prepared breakfast. Hunters sharpened stone spears. Others gathered baskets and supplies. Another day had begun, and then the entire cycle repeated itself, day after day, year after year, for thousands of generations. Now compare that life to ours tonight. Instead of sitting around a campfire, most of us sit in front of glowing screens. Instead of watching the stars, we scroll social media. Instead of listening to nature, we listen to notification sounds. Our nights are brighter than ever, but somehow, many of us sleep worse than people who lived 20,000 years ago. Isn't that strange? Ancient humans had no electricity, no comfortable beds, no heating, no air conditioning, no technology, yet they lived in rhythm with nature. They respected darkness instead of trying to erase it. Maybe, just maybe, the night isn't something humans were meant to conquer. Maybe it's something we were meant to experience. The next time you step outside after sunset, take a moment, look up. Imagine the stars without city lights. Imagine sitting beside a campfire. Imagine hearing nothing except the wind, the trees, and your own heartbeat. For thousands of years, that wasn't imagination, that was everyday life. And maybe those ancient nights shaped who we are more than we realize, because while the world has completely changed, the stars above us are still the same ones our ancestors looked at thousands of years ago. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the ancient world, don't forget to subscribe, because next time, we're uncovering another forgotten mystery from human history. See you in the next adventure.